All right, today we're diving into something that is, let's be honest, a massive challenge for parents everywhere: screen time. We're going to get into the nitty gritty science of why kids get so glued to their devices, and then we'll explore a powerful, science backed way you can help them break free. Let's jump in. If you're a parent, this question probably hits pretty close to home. You know that feeling, right? That almost magnetic pull your child has towards a screen, and then that absolute meltdown when it's time to put it away. It feels like this epic battle of wills. But what if I told you it's something way deeper? Because here's the thing. This fight, it isn't really about behavior or discipline. It's a neurological battle. The technology is literally designed to capture us, and a child's brain, which is still developing, is just uniquely vulnerable. We're talking about actual, physical changes happening inside their head.
Okay, so let's really define what we're up against here. It's so easy to just write this off as a bad habit, but the research shows it is so much more than that. It's a truly modern dilemma. Pay close attention to the language the experts use. They don't call it a bad habit. They classify it as a behavioral addiction. The psychological effects are described as being strikingly similar to substance dependency. We're talking about a clinical impulse-controlled disorder. And look, if you're feeling this, you are not alone. This is not just happening in your house. It's a global public health issue, and the pandemic, with all the lockdowns and online school, basically threw gasoline on this fire, pushing a lot of kids from just regular use into a state of dependency. All right, so how does this actually work? What is physically going on inside your child's head that makes a simple little tablet so unbelievably powerful? The science is, well, it's fascinating, but it's also a little bit scary. It really all comes down to one tiny but incredibly powerful chemical: dopamine. You've probably heard of it, right? It's the brain's feel-good neurotransmitter. It's what gives us that sense of pleasure and motivates us to do things that feel good, whether that's eating a great meal, getting a hug, or, leveling up in a video game. And this creates what is basically a perfect loop. Your kid plays the game or watches a video, their brain gets a little squirt of dopamine, and boom, they feel good. But the brain is smart. It quickly learns to connect the screen with that feeling of pleasure, and it starts to crave more and more. It becomes this powerful, self-perpetuating cycle. But here's the part we really need to understand. This isn't just about temporary mood swings. Over time, that endless dopamine loop is leading to real, physical, structural changes in their brain while it's still developing. That's a huge deal. And this isn't just a theory. This is the hard evidence from neuroimaging studies. I mean, just look at this. The orbitofrontal cortex, that's the part that handles decision-making and controlling emotions. When it gets impaired, you see more impulsive behavior. The prefrontal cortex, which is absolutely vital for learning, gets affected, and that can cause attention problems. They've even found a reduction in gray matter volume, which can literally slow down their ability to process information. And this all leads to a really fantastic metaphor from the research: the alligator's brain. It's talking about the most primitive part of our brain, the part that handles basic survival. When that source of dopamine, the gadget, is suddenly taken away, this part of the brain totally freaks out. It literally perceives this as a threat to its survival, and it triggers a full-blown fight or flight response. And that's the tantrum. That's the aggression, the hysteria. It's not them trying to be difficult. It's a neurological storm. Okay, I know. That was the heavy part. That was the bad news. But understanding the problem is truly the first step to fixing it. And the solution is pretty incredible. The secret actually lies in bypassing that arguing conscious mind and speaking directly to the part of the brain where these habits are actually stored, the subconscious. So think of your child's brain as operating on a couple of different radio frequencies. When they're wide awake, alert, maybe arguing with you about putting the tablet away, their brain is humming along in beta waves. The firewall is up, their conscious mind is filtering everything. But in those quiet moments, as they're drifting off to sleep or just waking up, their brain shifts into alpha theta waves. That's the magic window. That's the doorway to the subconscious, a state where they're deeply relaxed and incredibly open to new suggestions. And this is why this is so unbelievably important. Some experts estimate that as much as 95% of the messages a young child gets, your words, your tone of voice, your actions, they bypass that critical analytical mind and go straight into their subconscious. They literally form the foundation of their beliefs. That is a huge responsibility, right? But it's also a mind-blowing opportunity. Which brings us to this incredible technique called hypoparenting. And I know the name sounds a little out there,
But let's be clear, this is not about stage hypnosis with swinging pocket watches. It is simply the art of communicating with your child's subconscious mind in that receptive state to gently and lovingly rewrite the unhealthy scripts that are driving that addiction. And the best part is the process is actually incredibly simple, and it builds on everything we've just talked about. Step 1, you gotta relax yourself first. Your calm energy is contagious. Step 2, choose that magic window when they're drowsy. Step 3, use gentle physical touch, like stroking their hair or back to deepen that state of relaxation. 4, and this is the core of it, whisper simple, positive suggestions. And finally, number 5, anchor the whole thing with a message of love and security. So what does this actually sound like? Here's a perfect example. The key here is what's not being said. There's no, stop being so picky, or you have to eat your vegetables. It's not a command. It's a positive, empowering statement of belief. Mommy believes you can, and then it cleverly connects that to something the child already wants. Become a smart child. You're planting a seed, not fighting a war.
Okay, so this hypnoparenting technique is, without a doubt, a game changer. But it can't work in a vacuum. To really make it stick, it has to be part of a bigger strategy. It's about building a healthy, balanced life for your child overall.
And we have to be realistic here. The goal is not to throw every single device you own in the trash. That's just not practical in the world we live in. The real goal is to shrink technology back down to its proper size, to make it just one small, intentional part of a much richer and more varied life. This is why I absolutely love this concept from the source material, the play diet. Just like a diet for food, it's all about balance. Look at the biggest slice of the pie here. 40% is physical play, getting outside, moving their bodies, letting their brains make their own natural dopamine. Then you've got these big, healthy chunks for social and creative play. And see, digital play is still in there. It's just a small, structured slice of the whole thing. And this diet approach isn't just a nice idea. It's backed up by the top health experts in the world. The World Health Organization is super clear on this. For kids under 2, the recommendation is 0 screen time. For ages 2 to 5, no more than an hour a day. And for all kids, it's crucial to have frequent breaks and to supervise the content they're seeing.
So what it all comes down to is consistency. When you use hypnoparenting at night to soothe their nervous system, and you provide a balanced play diet during the day, these two things work together beautifully. You are systematically calming down that reactive alligator's brain, and, this is the most important part, you're helping them build brand new, super healthy neural pathways.
Listen, I know this can all feel really overwhelming, but the science is so hopeful. Your child's brain is what they call plastic, which just means it is built to change and adapt. And you, as their parent, are the single most powerful influence in their world. You have way more power than you think. You absolutely have the power to rewrite this story.
So, as we wrap up, I just want to leave you with one final thought. Forget about the battles of today. Tonight, as your child is drifting off to sleep, as their mind becomes open and receptive, what new story, what positive, empowering script are you going to choose to whisper into their mind?